While using T-Link, it is not possible to use the T-Link when you are driving because it's a safety feature built in the system. So you can bypass it and play your videos while you are driving as well. In order to do that, you have to ground a wire within the multimedia system. For that, you need to remove parts of the panel. You need to have something similar. This is a straight panel remover. What you do is, if you want to remove this panel, this side panel, never try to remove it from here. You start from here, press this, and then move it clockwise like this. There is a lock here. You will remove that lock, and then you can easily drag the rest of it and it will easily come out. The difference here is that this part has a different lock. This is the lock that you need to remove first, and then these locks are easily removed by just pulling them. So you will only need the pry tool or the trim removal tool for the lower part. The rest of it will easily come out. So you will do it for the right side as well as the left side. Once these are removed, then you have to remove some of the screws that are present. For example, one screw is here, one screw is here, but there is sunlight, you may not be able to see it quite deep inside. Similarly on this side as well, one is here and one is here. This holds the multimedia or the stereo system here. There is also this trim part which you need to first remove in order to have access to this screen. So for that you need to remove one screw from here and one screw from here. Once these two screws are removed in the very beginning, you will then drag this part from this area. There is a lock, you just pull it, and there is also another lock here. You have to pull this part as well and then pull the top part as well. There are two locks here as well. So once you remove the trim part, you will have access to the stereo system, and then you can remove the 4 screws that attach it to the dashboard, and then you can easily pull this out. So these are the steps involved in removing the stereo. Now I have removed the multimedia cover, the cover that was covering this multimedia part. So now you have access to these 4 screws, and you can easily remove these 4 screws and then pull this stereo system. So now I have removed the multimedia. This blue wire, we need to remove this blue wire and attach another wire here and ground it to either this or this screw. So you have a ring connector that you attach here. Cut this wire or remove this wire, tape it and take it out, and then attach another wire that has a pin at this end. You attach it here and then ground it to here, and you are done. So this will allow you to use T-Link. Once you are done with grounding this part, this pin, remove this wire, attach a pin here and ground it here. So once you do this, you will be able to use T-Link while you are driving. You will be easily able to play video files while you are driving once you have grounded this wire. So here is the wire that we would need. One part of it is for the grounding and the other part is for inserting into the multimedia connector. So this connector I got from a used connector and then attached to this wire. If you don't know how to do this, you can watch my video on cruise control installation where I go into the detail of how this is done. Secondly, this part of the ring connector was already available with this wire, so I did not replace it, but the fact is that the hole in this ring connector is quite larger compared to the screw size on the multimedia, so I would be using a wire shell on top of it so that it can be secured into place. So this is the wire that you would need. You will replace the blue wire that I just showed you. Connect this terminal, connect this pin into the area where blue wire is attached. Remove the blue wire and attach this part, and then ground the other end to the multimedia body, and this would be complete. Since the screw on the multimedia is much smaller for grounding purpose, so I would be needing this wire shell to make the proper connection and secure it in place. In order to remove this pin from the connector, you have to place a needle here and then push it down. When you push it down, there is a white lock here that would be pushed down, and you will be easily able to remove it, and then you will install the other part. You can either use cut this wire and then make a connection with another wire and then place the other end here. So but I have an extra clip or pin that I can use, and I will just tape it and not use it. So later on, if I need to reconnect it, I can easily reconnect it. For now, I will be attaching a new wire in this place, in the place that where I removed this from, and I will be grounding it to one of these screws. Now I have placed the pin in the location number here, replacing the blue wire, and I will be attaching this here. So then the process will be complete, and we will be able to use TLink even while driving.